What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, just going to keep continuing with these answering comments videos. I appreciate all of you guys who take the time to leave a comment, and it's always exciting for me to actually jump in and do this. And I know I'm a couple days behind, which is why you're seeing more of these videos. So I don't want this video to be super long. I just know that I need to stay on top of it and do it regularly. Otherwise, they start to build up over time. But I do try to get to every comment that I can. So let's go ahead and get started. This is from 9 days ago, so I apologize. Rebellion cards are holding their value. This is from SS saying that we need the town hall takeaways. That should have been posted. If you have not watched it yet, it should be there. But the exciting thing is we have another town hall upcoming this week, and I have no idea what to expect. I literally do not know. I mean, the only thing that's like on deck right now is the grain LP, but that was talked about for the beginning of April, of which, you know, this is going to be a full 4 weeks later, or the release window following the town hall is going to be full 4 weeks later. And at the time that they were saying they were going to try and get that in, we didn't know about Farpatrod. So, and that he had left the team. So I don't know what the status of land is now, or what the status of that grain LP is now, but that's, I guess it's kind of exciting because, you know, we're going to go into this town hall and hopefully there'll be some unexpected fireworks. Although, you know, this also leaves the opportunity that the team comes on and it's just like, yeah, we're working. We'll see you in 2 weeks. So, which I know that's everybody's favorite town hall, right? So we'll see what happens. All right, Gavin Mac says, why not change the test from level 4 to level 5 oversight? You know what? I don't know, but that's a good point. I'm sure somebody's brought that up, and we'll see if they adjust it. VT Mac Guru says, do we know if we can load the promo into battle wagons? Yes, I believe we can, and it looks like several folks have agreed or confirmed that as well. Let me see here. Liberty Guy says, yet again, team shows how out of touch with the community. More overpriced promo cards. What happens when the rest of the small and mid-tier players finally leave the game? Can 100, 200 big dogs keep the ship afloat? I could be wrong. Maybe Matt is a genius and NPE and marketing will save the day. Should have followed Darkest Night when he sold his bag of SPS 6 months ago and stopped playing the game. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, had you done that and bought Bitcoin, you'd be sitting pretty right now. The thing is, can the game, here's the thing, can 100, 200 big dogs, or whales, we'll call them, keep the ship afloat? Absolutely. I mean, I 100% think so. And when you look at the burn events, when you look at the core releases, right, or so the burn events, the having promo event, rebellion sales, pre-sales, all this stuff, it's dominated by whales, right? So, at the end of the day, I think the ship can be afloat, or, you know, kept afloat, because do the Pareto principle, right? 20-80 rule, or 80-20 rule, meaning that like 80% of the revenue probably comes from the top 20%. Now, that doesn't mean that I think the team should only cater to the top 20%, although many people are going to take that comment from me and be like, oh, this is why they do that. No, I mean, I think that they want to make the game accessible to everybody. But you cannot deny that if a significant amount of revenue is coming from the people who truly, truly believe in your vision, and that's how you should look at them, right? These are whales who truly believe in what Matt is doing. They're not skeptical, they're not doubtful, they're not whatever, and you might call them blind believers, whatever the case is, but they are supporters till the end, right? Ride this thing into the ground, ride or die into the ground. You know, the top 20% of Splinterlands players or investors, whatever you want to call them, are part of that group. And yeah, I think that they can easily keep the ship afloat, right? So I wonder if the idea is to create an environment that makes it easy for people to come in, check out the game, get onboarded, and get them excited about playing at the highest levels. Now, again, where I struggle with this is if you don't leave a room for casual players, you know, then there won't be any casual players. But that doesn't mean that you necessarily need casual players for the game to survive and even thrive, right? I don't think it's the best business model, but, you know, 100% this game could be supported by the 1,000 true fans model, right? Kevin Kelly, where it's just like if you get 1,000 people, and again, that number is subjective, right? It's whatever number you need it to be. But if you get X amount of people who are willing to spend Y amount of dollars on you or on your business or to support you every year, that's like revenue that you can count on, right? And the goal is then to find ways to deliver value to them. In this case, it'd be like entertainment value, NFTs, sales, whatever, right? Deliver value to them so that they happily pay that Y amount to you, right? Because you are providing value and it's an equal exchange of goods and services. So yes, it can be kept afloat. Is that the best way to go about it? No, I don't think so. I mean, I think, but at the same time, Splinterlands isn't really designed that way, right? It's not designed like a lot of the other free-to-play games, and I don't know that they'll ever really take the free-to-play model. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happens to small and mid-tier players, but we'll have to wait and see what the new player experience looks like after they're done tweaking it. Okay, Jason Jenkins says the halving event for Splinterlands will be SPS going from 1.6 cents to 0.8 cents. Bookmark this comment. We may need to come back and reward Jason for calling the future. Intern Travel Channel, thank you so much for the comments. All right, there will definitely be boost prices of Rebellion airdrop cards. Oh, this is the promo card stats revealed. Okay, so that was from Nicola. So Alabamify, what's going on? Marketing is super hard, especially in a company without experience. It takes a lot of change within the company. That is a concern. So I don't want people to think that's going to be easy, nor do I want the team to think that it's going to be easy. But if they do find somebody who is experienced and can come in and guide the ship, that would be great. But easier said than done. So SS says Rarity Draw rerolls, both absolutely fantastic additions to the Glint store. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Tail says when your biggest news is a month is that you have your players is to have your players set their expectations low. That's not usually a good sign. Tails, love it. And he's got 18 upvotes with this. A lot of people agreeing with Tails. Tails always speaking the truth. All right, so Mitch says usable land for 2030. 2030 might have been a bit bullish. Yeah, we should probably tone that down a little bit. I mean, land is usable right now, but the land vision, I don't know when that's going to get done. That's a next cycle thing at this point. So Liberty Guy says, how did the marketing work out for Splinterlands when we had chatter and a marketing team a couple of years back? Nothing but empty promises. Same with Aggie pushing a partnership with a movie studio and Warner Brothers, etc. Yeah, none of that stuff panned out. I don't think, I don't think that was disingenuous. I think that they had partnerships, but now that we see 2 layoffs in 12 months and yeah, I mean, there was a lot. There was a storm raging behind the scenes, and I don't know if like a lot of the stuff was signed, but then never really worked on, and therefore the partnerships just kind of fell through. But either way, we'll have to wait and see what the marketing department looks like under Matt's reign, and we haven't seen that yet because there is no marketing team. All right, Oscar says the problem is, as B Jangles said multiple times, shout out to B Jangles and the People's Guild podcast. Is that Matt has no clue about the player experience as he is very disconnected from the player base. Having said this, all efforts he puts into the gear are not with the players in mind. Thus, they mostly do not represent what we as players and investors really want. He is somewhat delusional in his views, which is, like Tail said below, is a bad sign. Many of the heavily invested players I know do not want to buy the future sets. Given the current situation, I feel the same, to be honest. Well, I'm not disagreeing on that last part at the very least. Here's the thing. I do want to address the Matt being delusional or not being disconnected from the player base. I don't know. I mean, I don't talk to Matt like ever, right? I see Matt coming into the town halls, and just from like a community engagement standpoint, right? Aggie was much more active in terms of engaging with the community, at least in a public sense, right? I don't know what Matt's DM profile is like, right? But I'm sure he gets a lot of DMs and talks with a lot of the maybe the high tier players and investors. But to your point, the new player experience, he may be disconnected from, but I don't think the rest of the team is. Shout out to like Royal Eagle, shout out to the support team. I think that they bring a lot of insight into the team. And keep in mind, Matt is no longer like the primary decision maker in terms of like, we're going to do this no matter what, right? Like he's CEO. So yes, I guess he is the final decision maker. But in terms of like getting ideas out there and building, these projects that turn into game features and all that, I'm pretty sure that's all like spread out between, different parts of the team now. So yeah, hopefully, I understand what you're saying there, and I may not even disagree with it. Matt's maybe not as connected, but I don't think you can. I don't think that matters because I don't. You can't really say that about the rest of the team, and it does seem like it's more of a team effort now to come together and figure out the best solutions. That being said, Oscar, your last part here. Many of the heavily invested players I know do not want to buy future sets given the current situation. I'm probably in that boat, right? I haven't bought Rebellion. I have no intention of buying Rebellion anytime soon. I wanted to, right? After the initial hoopla, right, after the first couple of months, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll start to dollar cost average in and see. But oddly enough, Rebellion has held its value, which is fascinating because in a way that's like a good thing. Yet, I think we're all hesitantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like, what happens when the airdrops are done? Like, do we just get a flood of cards into the market? Could you get them for pennies on the dollar then, right? Especially because, like, I can be very competitive with just the Chaos Legion deck right now. So, I don't know. That line of thinking, plus the fact that, like, this is entertainment budget for me and I can't be spending $8,000 on a game every year or 18 months, is probably the reason why I haven't really gone heavily into Rebellion yet. All right, so Gundam says, I'm supposed to buy and take more SPS, but because of this news, I will just put my money to other projects. They seem to always release unpolished updates like Land, and this time, like this rewards rework. I agree with Tails. This is not a good sign. Well, yeah, I guess, you know what? I don't even know what to say. You're absolutely right, but think about it with what's the word that they used to use, an acronym, or MVP, minimum viable product, right? They get stuff out with the intention of it being not completely unpolished, but definitely not finished, right? So I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. This is a unique project in a way because we get to kind of build it along with them, right? It's essentially like an open beta for the last 5 years where every feature and everything that they've added, they just kind of put it out there and then they see how, the people react to it and then they make changes as they go along. Now, the problem with that, and this is a significant problem, right, is that sometimes people lose a ton of money, right? And they go heavily on something only to find out that, oh, shoot, like there's an exploit, or, oh, shoot, team's going to change something. And I think that there's been a lot of folks that carry a good amount of resentment and probably even warranted resentment in a lot of the changes, right? And sure, you can look at this and say, well, the team always says everything's subject to change, so, act accordingly. But, it is what it is. So I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing for them to put out unpolished things, but not everybody needs to understand. And this is where, like, being in Splinterlands for a couple of years now, I think I understand, but maybe somebody new coming in that gets excited and wants to FOMO in, they don't quite understand, right? Whether they're FOMOing in now, or let's say there's a bull run over the next 6 to 18 months and they FOMO in then. So yeah, I don't disagree with where you're coming from. All right, Brian Honeycutt says, free-to-play mode would be nice. I still like the game, even though I have given up on trying to earn anything or invest too much in cards. Yeah, again, I like the game too. It's actually fun. I just wish there was a way that we had a free-to-play mode, even just with friends. Again, like it'd be fun to, like, I would love, and I know I keep saying this, but maybe I'll reach out to Royal Eagle or Claiborne or whoever and see. I mean, I would love to just do, Friday Night Magic type of things, like start doing tournaments here, but with what's that called? The ghost cards, right? Or ghost card tournaments or open tournaments. All right. So Mark says, new player experience need another 6 months. Really? The super great CEO don't understand the game is nothing without new players. What BS? It's frustrating. And the YouTube fanboys like that. I wouldn't say that I like it, but I do live in reality, and that's just what it is. All right, so Joffrey says, another leaderboard event that Matt designs, and he definitely will participate in. That's not cool. He's given himself huge rewards again. Obviously, all employees should be banned from this. I disagree with that. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. You bring up a good point, right? There's certain levels of conflicts of interest here, but at the same time, if Matt or any other employee are spending their own capital, then yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but that's a tricky one. I don't have an answer for you, Joffrey. Just know that I'm conflicted about this. So I'm not dismissing your argument. I just think that there's some nuance there. Because the thing is, you can even expand this back to like the SPS white paper, right? For example, you had the founders of the game and people who've been around who like made a white paper for a token that's supposedly decentralized, which, you know, gives an airdrop to specific things that were chosen by people, right? People who run the game and probably are large asset holders. So, you know, is it like they can't participate in anything that they're building? Because that would suck and that would leave no motivation, right? No incentive. So I don't know how you strike that balance there. Erroneous says, it's clearly a word play on fiat, and Enforcer is supposed to be a Gary Gensler of the SEC. Gensler directly fires shot at crypto Bitcoin and halves it. Fiat thinks it's the Baron and magical and fires. This is hilarious. These are awesome collectibles for this moment in time. Please try to keep up, people. I love the analysis. All right, Asman says, LOL, like you'd ever buy these. You don't even have Chaos Summoners maxed. I know. It's all just part of my wish list. Although I do have all of the rare summoners for Chaos maxed. I did bite the bullet on Lily Shield Paw, so I think the only ones that I'm missing are... and I bought the bullet for Astral Entity. So the only ones I'm missing are Yasik and Grandmaster Wraith. And I don't even use Grandmaster Wraith much, so it's really just Yasik that I want. Asman says, what's the point of getting one copy of a legendary? You literally miss out on instant attack from ambush, plus it's only one magic. Also, the rare one's much better, even though you say it's worse. I don't know. I like magic better, and I think the ambush is good too. I mean, me getting one copy isn't necessarily to play. It's more just like the collectible side of things. But you're right. What's the point? I'm never going to use it. So Trat says, that is the most depressing town hall to date. Good thing I've already diversified, so I'm not too attached with Splinterlands anymore. Well, I'm happy for you. You protected yourself emotionally, and that's important. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I mean, I genuinely mean that. So if the town halls are not doing it for you, then, you know, there's, like I've been saying, there's a ton of other games to play. There's a lot of exciting things happening in crypto right now. All right, so Powell said, this town hall made up my mind, unfortunately, on my slow exit from the game. I've lost the belief in the team and the potential. I'm going to look for a new venture. Fair enough. Well, thank you for letting us know, and I genuinely wish you the best, Powis. Let us know if you find or strike gold anywhere else. All right, Asman says, so champ draw being 5,000 glint. What do we think for a legendary rarity draw? 10K, 20K? That's a good question. I don't know how much I'd be willing to pay. I think double the 5K would be all right. Maybe like 10K. 20K might be too much. I mean, I'm earning like only a couple hundred glint per win, right? And that's in diamond right now. So yeah, 10K for a legendary, I think I'd do it. Single Player Gamer says, great video, man. Thanks for logging the history of Splinterlands. No problem. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. Andrew says, SPL's down to less than 20K active accounts per day. Land Product League quit. Cheater. Do we know that he quit? Or is this just, okay, well, hold on. This is allegedly. Are cheaters that paid Siler not banned and communities down to don't FUD your own bag mode? You're not wrong. All right, whole SPL's ecosystem on life support, where it lost all first movers advantage thanks to the team's mistakes the past 2 years, and stakeholders that screwed the exchange proposal that made existing and new investors look elsewhere. Well, you're not wrong with your analytics here. We're definitely below the 20K players per day, which is disappointing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're all just delusional. I don't know what to say. We're all just so deep down the sunk cost fallacy rabbit hole. All right, so Joffrey says, in 2 weeks, I just made $120 in parallel. I made roughly 5 cents in SPL. Man, after that month of playing, I made like $160. I 5x'd my investment, and like everything is literally gravy for me right now in parallel, which is nice. All right, so Fred Solo says, LOL, Bitcoin having promo card, really? Splinterlands is over, man. Jackie, what's going on, Jackie? Thanks so much. I am feeling so much better now. Oh, we're only 6 days behind. Check that out. Okay, well, let's see. How long is this video at right now? All right, we'll do just a couple of more to knock this out. We'll finish with Tails up there. All right, so Apollo says, I like the new changes, but the Glint store is a joke. I bought a Master Draw and received crap. 2-week wait for nothing. Yeah, this is why I just have not been able to get myself to buy these draws. I'm just gonna save up and wait for the guaranteed rarities, because if I get another common or rare, actually I do need rares. I need some of the summoners. So I guess I'm gonna need to figure that out, because I can't just go all legendary and epics. But yeah, I'm waiting, and again, I think the team is aware of that. So it's just a matter of being patient, and hopefully they'll get that out in the next couple of seasons. Okay, last comment, and then we will call it a day. I want to see how far behind we are. All right, last comment. We are farming, so this is from Tails, we are farming research on land, hoping for good things in the future. Trust us, it will be bigly amazing. We are farming glint and rank battles, hoping for good things in the future. More cards soon. Welcome to Hoping Lands, where a bright future awaits. Well, okay, so Tails. I mean, I get where you're coming from. This seems a little tongue-in-cheek. The thing is, I'm not as worried about the new cards. They've released card sets before. They've released soulbound card sets before. So I think it's just a matter of finalizing stats and figuring out what they want to do. Now, that being said, I hope that they do something cool, fun, and interesting with them, and they don't release them all at the same time. But that's just my own personal hope. I've talked about this in videos before. So I'm not too worried about that. The land one, though, that is pure Hoping Lands for sure. Just because, yeah, I mean, we don't know what Secret of Pretoria is. Only Matt does, and you know, it definitely is. And I'm not even saying this. I'm not trying to throw shade at Matt, but it definitely is a trust me, bro, type of like vibe, right? With research, because you know you're just getting it to get it at this point, and it doesn't even have any kind of value that could be sold. Like the difference between like research and vouchers, for example, is I can sell my vouchers, right? I don't know what utility they're going to give to the vouchers in the future, and I might miss out on that by selling all my vouchers all day, every day. But at least I'm getting something. I'm leveling up my deck. I'm buying ice cream, right? Whatever the case is, I'm getting some value out of owning the assets that get it for me, right? Whether it's node licenses or staking SPS. With land, it's just sitting there, and granted, we knew that going in, right? Research was not going to be tradable. It's not going to have value, or at least, you know, direct monetary value. But, you know, with the further delays in land, which I would say at this point probably does not come as a surprise for many folks. Yeah, it's just, I guess, keep on chugging along and hope that, you know, it's going to have some kind of relevancy in 2024. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. We were so close to getting only 5 days behind, but you know what? I'm not going to change my mind now. So that is all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day and week ahead. I will continue catching up on these over the next couple of days and doing more Splinterlands content. But yes, we do have a town hall this upcoming week. I personally am looking forward to it, and hope that we will get some cool, exciting news and maybe even a glimpse of what the team is hoping to drop over the summer. If new player experience is going to extend into Q3, then maybe they can start to drop some teasers and hints about the upcoming Soulbound reward cards for Rebellion, maybe some of the other things that they're planning to do, one-click set rentals. At least give us an idea of what is on the way, and maybe even some time frames. Even though they've been good about not giving time frames, I still want them. But I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.